Okay, let's start with Cristobal. Cristobal, the tropical storm. But first, we're up here. What's happening in South Dakota and North Dakota? Are you getting a lot of rain? Because it looks like it, but something's happening right here. Boom. Something is hitting this massive precipitation, and oh, it gets evaporated quickly. Nope, not real. Okay. Cristobal. Spinning inland. You got a nice pulse off the coast of Florida. Something very strange happening here in North Carolina. Are you getting rain? That's a weird line of precipitation that immediately, boom, comes into play. Boom. Okay, how are you in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Panhandle, Florida, Jacksonville? Yeah, got quite a lot of flooding. Let's just take a look at College of DuPage. You see the defined circular pattern here? And here? And wow, powerful pulses of electromagnetic frequencies taking place in Cristobal. And you got a nice flurry of nanobots, the precipitation soldiers. Where will they land? Who knows? The frequencies are at play. As you can see, the circular pattern right smack here. So, yeah, it's causing mess. Nice band of precipitation right above it. By the way, this is going to Canada. Okay? Yeah, it is. No joke. Alright. Let's see. Tropical storm Cristobal. Moving across southeastern Louisiana. Flooding, rain, storm surge, gusty winds continue. Rain, wind, coastal flooding lingers into Monday all along the northern Gulf Coast. The northern Gulf Coast. Remnants. Remember? Anybody remember my videos talking about the remnants of hurricanes that seem to travel all the way up north or all the way east? Remnants now are expected to move northward into the upper Midwest with heavy rain and gusty winds. See, our tropical storms? Even a tropical storm. Tropical storms, well, when they would hit, the southern sections of the United States, they would not travel all the way up. Well, this one's going to Canada. Okay, all right, well, hurricanes also, when they made landfall, well, they weakened considerably, and they didn't travel all the way up north. Now they do. So, rainfall rates of 3 to 6 inches per hour Sunday morning triggered significant flash flooding in parts of downtown Jacksonville, Florida, trapping cars. No video for you, sorry. Hopewell, Florida, Madison County reported 12.9 inches of rain in 48 hours, ending at 5 p.m. today. Topping that total was 13.03 inches of rain between midnight and 8 p.m. in Swanee Springs, Florida. That's a shitload of rain. Man, oh man. Yeah. Well, Cristobal is tracking northward. Look at this. Woo! Alrighty. Little Rock, Arkansas. Des Moines, Iowa. Flooding, flooding, flooding. Coming your way. It's tracking northward with a forward speed of 5 to 10 miles per hour as it inland over southeastern Louisiana. So the tropical storm is never going to die out. And at a speed of 5 to 10 miles per hour, well, it's going to cause a lot of flooding, I guess. I'll link below. You can read it if you're interested. I just do want to point out that Cristobal flooding causes sanitary sewer overflows. How nice. Mobile, Alabama. Overflows are being caused by heavy rain and flooding brought by Tropical Storm Cristobal. A complete list of overflow locations and volumes will be provided once all overflows have stopped. Once they've stopped. Okay. Well, seems everything's changing, even language. Stopping. So, sanitary overflows. Yeah, way too much rain, climate change is causing it, and our sewer systems just can't keep up. And we hear that virtually every storm now. The severe weather. It happens over and over. And those sewer backups back up into homes. Okay. Well, that was Cristobal. We've got a lot of insanity going on. It's dangerous insanity. And just like Drudge, I just checked out what mainstream media is doing. Well, I also checked Zero Hedge because it's a little bit better than Drudge because, yes, it does link to that alternative news and some very good sites. But, you know, we are barbarians at the mall. What can be done about the current wave of urban riots? I guess nothing, because they're disbanding police departments or defunding police departments. California dismisses National Guard after week-long occupation. De Blasio plans to shift funds from New York Police Department to Youth and Social Services. Oh, we're all being played. They're disbanding police departments. Geez, what do you think might fill the void? Could it be the U.S. military? Could be. Major bicycle brand suspends sales to police claiming bikes are weaponized. Okay. Philly news editor gone after daring to question legitimacy of burning the city's buildings down. How dare you? You're fired. Do you see what's happening here? It couldn't be more obvious. But people are busy on the streets, so I guess they're not looking into what is going on here. It's really, Operation Occupy White House enters final act. Oh, the New York Times editorial page head quits. Oh my God. Yeah, we've got our prestigious news publications in chaos. Every institution in chaos. Police departments disband. And the violence is still ongoing. Alright, I don't want to, let me just take a look. Milwaukee protester says curfew citation was mailed to him after he posted video on social media. The Milwaukee virtual
received curfew citations in the
investigation team, I believe.
mail, but lawyers are questioning the legitimacy of those citations. Sharon Magenda joins us live near the protest now with more. Sharon?
Natalie, I'm here near North and Wauwatosa, and protesters have taken over the intersection. I'll move out of the shot so you can see. I spoke to Demetrius Griffin, who's a protester. He got a curfew citation in the mail yesterday for $691. Now, for the last 5 days, he's been out protesting and posting his whereabouts on social media, garnering thousands of views. I asked the police department and mayor's office if these were legitimate citations, and they have not given me a clear answer.
Something's not right about it.
The citation raises questions. For one, Demetrius Griffin doesn't speak Spanish, but the ticket itself is in Spanish. It says it's issued by Milwaukee Police Virtual Investigation Unit and that Griffin violated the emergency curfew, and there's video available.
I feel like it's just a scare tactic. They're trying to intimidate me. They don't like the stuff I say.
The citation does have Griffin's driver's license number and has a signature by an officer. Milwaukee attorney Nicole Mueller says she's never seen a citation like Griffin's before, but...
All right, so she says that don't pay it, but don't ignore it, bring it to court, fight it, these citations. But isn't it interesting? You're sent citations in the mail because the virtual investigation unit, well, they're scanning social media. It's our new world. Okay. Okay. The activists are, you know what? This pisses me off. What's going on here? Oh. Wow. Hang on. So let's try to do this quickly before it just goes away. The activist's dilemma. Extreme protest actions reduce popular support for social movements. This was a study based on 6 experiments, and apparently extreme protest actions, protest behaviors perceived to be harmful to others, highly disruptive, or both, typically reduce support for social movements. So these 6 experiments, participants indicated less support for social movements that used more extreme protest actions. It led participants to support the movement's central cause less, and these effects were largely independent of individuals' prior ideology or views on the issue. It diminished social identification with the movement. Observers viewed extreme protest actions to be immoral, reducing observers' emotional connection to the movement, and in turn, reducing identification with and support for the movement. And it's likely to undermine popular support for social movements. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. Why? Because we are at the end stage of bringing in that New World Order. There's no resolution to any of this. We're just going to be living chaos now. That's it. Does it matter that I have almost a repulsion, when I'm looking into what's going on? Does it matter that not only do I not identify with this movement, but I'm repulsed by it? Nope, doesn't matter. Because it doesn't matter what those of us think and feel about this protest who are not engaged, who consider it immoral, the behaviors that we are seeing, the looting and the destroying of small business. Doesn't matter. If this was taking place in 68. It's diametrically. It's the complete opposite of what was taking place in 68. And that movement, well, respect around the world. Respect. Deep respect. Now, when Martin Luther King Jr., and regardless of what the FBI dug up on him and whatever you think about the riots, okay, or the protests in 68 and the riots now, they are the complete opposite. Martin Luther King Jr., a whole lot involved in that movement. The respect that an awful lot of white people had for that movement, for all of those who engaged, because the dignity was obvious. It was apparent. It was visible. This shows no dignity whatsoever. This is just extreme violence. Yeah, there are protesters out there who are not violent. And when I talk, do not think for a second I'm talking about black people. I'm talking about those engaged. It's white people, it's black people, it's red, purple, it's all people. But you know what may very well happen? All of those white people who are of low consciousness, they may very well associate everything that is taking place as the black people doing it. That's what I fear. I hope I'm wrong. But it's generally, it's kind of like when you have a lazy brain, you just want to target someone or a group and blame them for everything that's taking place. And it is generally true that you never blame your own group. So, yeah. This surely is not getting us anywhere. Oh, it's getting us. It's just digging that grave deeper. This guy is worshipped as a hero. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Ugh. They have taken, the social engineers, the engineers of all of these crises. They've taken the populace low. Very low. Very low. I can't imagine what the quotes are going to be from George Floyd. You think about the quotes from Martin Luther King Jr. And so many people are still using the profundity, the brilliance of those quotes. What's George going to say? Let's bust into that house and see if we can find drugs or money. Minneapolis City Council members announce intent to disband the police department, and yep. Today, Minneapolis City Council members formally announce their commitment to end the Minneapolis Police Department and create a new transformative model of public safety. This is historic. Thank you to the community and grassroots groups that have been leading this work for decades. Well, it's just going to bring in the United Nations community policing. But first, I think it'll bring in the military. When are you going to be disbanding? Are you just going to leave everything open? You may, because I think maybe what we're watching is the Purge. You know, a version of the Purge. Whoa. Sorry for that. London. What the government has allowed to happen to permit anti-white sentiment across the nation. The Purge. Now, the power elite, the deep state players, they sit and watch and laugh as the ordinary rip one another to shreds. Oh, we are very low. Humanity has hit an all-time low, and that means anything can happen anywhere. Yeah. All right, this is Lansing, downtown Lansing, Michigan.
As you can see, this was just broken right in front of me. Things are really starting to escalate down here. Ricochet shot. Almost hit me.
Hey man, you got my respect. Yeah, go. Yeah. The Purge. Where are the police? Protecting any? Are they around still, or maybe they were disbanded immediately? I guess the police just can't do their job. They were so militarized, and they can't seem to stop anything. Oh yeah, we've got those electromagnetic frequencies that can, wow, immediately stop all of this. All they have to do is switch on a particular frequency at a particular power level, and everybody will hit their knees. Boom, done, over. But they don't. because they want this violence. And yeah, I could imagine the Hillary Clintons and the Trumps and the Queen of England and all of them just sitting around watching videos, laughing hysterically. They ain't getting hurt. We all get hurt. And they love it. Psychopaths, malignant narcissists. They love watching one another destroy each other. And we were brilliant because we brought it about by manipulating them. These are sick, very sick, twisted psychopaths that we've got as rulers. We couldn't get rid of them. Governor Gretchen Whitmer as one of those sick puppies. Today we marched for George, for Ahmaud, for Brianna. I will never be able to fully understand the pain that black and brown communities are forced to bear, but I will spend my life fighting for the justice and peace that everyone deserves. You know what? Oh man, oh man. Oh, gotta watch my my virtual language. This woman is so sick. She didn't give a shit about any of you closing down your state, destroying businesses of so many, putting how many out of work? Close to 500,000. But she's going to march right next to people. No social distancing anymore. Michigan, are you noticing social distancing suddenly stopped immediately? Because Governor Whitmer decided, well, we don't have to social distance now. You've got dictators. You have dictators in your state capitals. Police chief forced to resign after supporting citizens who armed up amid riots. Citizens who were protecting their communities, their businesses. Lowell, Michigan Police Chief Stephen Bacala was forced to resign Thursday after 25 years with the force after writing on Facebook in support of 4 young men who armed themselves against potential violent protesters. White police officers and community members washed the feet of black faith leaders in North Carolina to express humility and love. There's something very, very wrong with our country. White people bowing down to black people. You know, what's wrong with just mutual respect? Jeff Bezos scolds Amazon customer for saying all lives matter. Okay. I'm going to read a lot of this article because it's very good. Oh yes, we are sinking fast. Washington, D.C., well, the swamp, that sank a whole long time ago. But what is this? The shallow deep state goes deeper as it moves toward, martial law. We've got stupid people in our countries. The people who own the United States and their allies around the world have a plan. It is so simple that it is extremely devious. Overt one day, covert the next, but both faces operate under one controlling head. Some call this head the deep state. Even the deep state calls itself the deep state in a double fake. It is meant to make people schizoid, which it has. So-called deep state, well, Once it was called the power elite. They are the upper class, the super wealthy, who control the financial institutions, Wall Street, the intelligence agencies, the corporate media, the internet, the military, the politicians. They are multinational, and they are wealthy nihilists who care not one jot for the rest of the world. They do not care about you. They use you as a pawn in their game. They don't care about your color. They'll use anybody they can to implement an agenda. You really think that these people, like Whitmer, cares about black people? Really? Sorry. I don't buy it. They operate in secret, yet also run above ground organizations, World Bank, World Health Organization, U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, etc. Their bloodstream runs on war and violence and chaos, the preparations for war and economic exploitation of the world. All wealthy people are not party to these machinations, but they are almost always complicit in profiting from their crimes, unless they are very stupid or play stupid. I am talking about a great confidence game that is quite common. All other classes, the poor, middle class, even a portion of the upper middle class, mean nothing to the power elite, unless they serve their interests. If you don't know anything about psychopathy or pathological narcissism, you might want to do some research to understand how they operate. And if you get a good understanding of how they operate, then you can begin to identify them. Governor Whitmer, Trump, Clinton, a whole lot of them. So today they are using race fears to create chaos and outrage to disguise their class warfare that is leading to the imposition of martial law. Soon they will shift back to the coronavirus fraud, back and forth, in and out. Now you see it, now you don't. Oh, what happened to coronavirus? It's gone. Oh, now we have riots and looting all over. Now we're disbanding the police department. Now we see people who are not social distancing, and my God, how did the coronavirus just immediately, disappear? But it'll come back. Yeah, that's the idiocy of our populations. They're not getting what is so obvious. By shutting down the world's economy, they have destroyed the livelihoods of hundreds of millions of people and are creating poverty on a vast scale. Much famine and death will follow. In the United States alone, 40 to 45 million people have applied for unemployment insurance, and job loss is the greatest since the Great Depression. Many have lost businesses. How about that, the out of work, we had what? Approximately 100 million people out of the workforce. All right, we don't care about them. They're just not even included. They've been so marginalized that they're no longer even existing. Well, that was the case before the coronavirus. So add to that now. Massive propaganda campaign created around COVID-19 fear porn. Class war is not new, but it is conducted today at warp speed, since these people control the technology that has allowed them vastly increased power. In the U.S., it is conducted as usual under the guise of Republicans versus Democrats, the two representative political factions that are the faces of the controlled opposition, who are actually allies in the larger confidence game. Keeping hope alive is central to their strategy, Mind control is what they do. Speed is their greatest ally. Race is central to their game plan. They always say they are protecting us. It is all a lie, a show, nothing but a spectacle for the gullible, a shadow play. Donald Trump is the choice of one faction of these psychopaths this year. Joseph Biden in the shaky presumptive choice of the other, which is unbelievable because Biden clearly has dementia and he can barely speak. But hey, Democrats, that's your president. That's who you want. Oh my God. Oh my God. Sometimes I wonder, what are those former friends of mine thinking about what is taking place? Well, they live in the protective bubble of Great Barrington, Massachusetts, and yeah, they just go on about their business. And okay, deranged puppets on both sides. Regular people fight over who is better or worse because they are living inside what Jim Garrison, the former district attorney of New Orleans and the only person to ever bring a trial in the assassination of President Kennedy long ago, called the dollhouse. A place where illusions and delusions replace reality. This is what we have been living for a long time. It is 24/7 propaganda. It keeps people engaged. It gives them something to argue about, one team to root for. It's a sport. It is similar to Plato's cave. Fire has been replaced with electronic lightning and screens. But little has changed. I have to interject here and say, today I was thinking, the coronavirus, no social distancing during these protests, riots, whatever. It would be very easy for them to kill off tens of thousands of people claiming they had the coronavirus. All it would take is a frequency at a certain power level. Or how about a frequency with them breathing in something toxic in the atmosphere? It would be very easy to do, and surely easy enough to fool the public. It's a sick system of exploitation, oiled, greased with the tantalizing bait of hope, dangled for the masses. Shit slogans like, "We are all in this together." There is no hope for this system we are going down. When the propaganda is so slick that it creates a double bind, people grasp at any neurotic solution. Disband the police. As I write, huge angry crowds are out in the streets protesting the sick murder of a black man who was, incarcerated 5-6 times, held a gun to a pregnant woman's belly while her home was okay. Police infiltrators have started violent looting. Chaos reigns as planned. Such killings are routine, but someone turned a switch for this one. And I don't doubt that an electromagnetic frequency switch has also been thrown. You have these white people of all ages and cops washing the feet of black faith leaders, or kneeling and apologizing for white privilege. Please, something's very wrong here. Don't mistake or misinterpret what I am saying. Oh, I think Black Lives Matter, but I have always felt that my entire life. All lives matter. All lives matter, and more white people get murdered than black people. Sorry for those of you who can't stand listening to the truth, but it is the truth. You who can't face the truth, you are such a danger to all of us, because you don't even know what the hell is going on. Yeah, so turned a switch. Now we're into these protests and riots from the corona lockdown. All fear, all fake, and we'll go right back to corona. Today the masquerade is in the streets. Many good people are caught up in it. In a few days the scene will shift and we can expect another bombshell. Surprises will keep happening, one after another, for the foreseeable future. Get your psyche prepared for life never returning to that so-called normal prior to the coronavirus. It's done. It's done. Shock and awe. Shock and awe. That's what you can expect now. 2016 shocked the country with the election of the comical Trump. The other deep state group called the Democrats, they just kept fighting and fighting. Oh my God, we've got to impeach this guy. It was all a staged show. All a staged show. Did anybody care about the fact that Trump was dropping more bombs overseas than Obama? And Obama dropped more bombs overseas than Bush. Everything, all the violence has escalated. No. No. I guess those lives didn't matter. It's only black lives matter. See what happens when you continually do these extreme protests that select out one particular group? You get people angry because it doesn't work that way. So, the naive thought that this may happen, that, you know, let's impeach him and all that, it was naive. Completely naive. So, you know, okay, so many people have destroyed their minds and relationships because they can't see through the Democrat-Republican fraud. 2017, outgoing Obama, CIA, warfare, Wall Street guy. Well, outgoing and incoming, you got the pink pussy hats, and then you got the Russiagate, and then you got the impeachment. The Democrats with their media allies went on a non-stop attack. It was all so obvious, so shallow in its intent, as it was meant to be. It was obvious that nothing was going to happen. But millions who were in the dollhouse were outraged, obsessed, frantic with rage. They bought the con game. Those who hate Trump, those who love him, they spent almost 4 years foaming at the mouth, breathless, fighting one another. Yay! That was a really smart plan. Trump was cast as the personification of evil. This relentless attack on Trump began and has continued all this time. Pure theater. Pure theater. He remains at the helm, and it's theater that you're watching right now, with all of these people abandoning the Trump ship, Romney and Bush, and they're not going to support him for re-election, and now he has his military. Oh, the sinking Trump ship. You know what I fear? You Trump supporters. I hope to God that you have gotten rid of everything that identifies you as a Trump supporter, because I have, in previous videos, starting I think last year, saying they're going to come after you. He's a fine actor, Trump. He outrages, spews idiocies, lie after lie, as he's supposed to do. The Mussolini-style stance, that absurd hair, the pout. Just perfect for an arch villain. Here lies the trick. Who profits from his policies? The super rich, of course. The power elite, of course. Who just stole 600 or 6 to 10 trillion dollars of public money under the CARE Act? The super rich. But we don't do anything about that. We're a joke. I'm sorry, we are a joke of a people. It's unbelievable. The bipartisan bank robbery, far more destructive than the killing of George Floyd. Because the bipartisan bank robbery will kill off so many. Governors of states with these lockdowns killing off more than just one man. Oh, but we don't care about that because it's only George Floyd that matters, apparently. Yeah. We care. We're here to protect you. Barack Obama saved us from bailing out Wall Street, big banks, to the tune of trillions in 2009. Left black Americans bereft. He cared too, didn't he? Oh yeah, our leaders always care. Obama was the black guy in the white hat. Trump, the white guy in the black hat. Obama's war-loving sidekick, pale-faced Biden. No, it's just a joke. We are a friggin' joke. If you can't see what's coming, you might want to break out of the house. Take off your mask, go for a walk, and take some deep breaths. The walls are closing in. Knees will be on everyone's necks in the months ahead. Do you care about the people who have lost their businesses, who are freaking out because they can't pay their bills, those who have killed themselves already in the recent couple of months? Do we care about any of them? Please. This is sickening to watch the selective outrage. Because it's all. You're watching all of these people who have their brains don't work, they're clueless, they're robots, they're so programmed, it's so easily manipulated. American exceptionalism. Ciao, guys.